Hey, Morgan.
Hi.
Jason Saulnier here for interview.
How's it going?
Good. So, what you been up to?
Not much. Just hanging at home.
Oh, is it cold down there?
It's freezing. Like one of the worst winters we've ever had, honestly.
So how's Kittie doing these days?
Well, right now we're sort of on a little bit of a break. We've had a wonderful holiday at home, but now that the new year's begun, we're starting to get back into gear. We did a tour in the fall of Europe, which was really, really awesome. That was the last big thing that we did, and that ran till mid-November. But yeah, other than that, now we've just been sort of looking to the future and starting to talk to some new labels because we're free agents now, shopping some demos and that sort of thing, and just sort of getting things in gear to hopefully within the next year release a new CD and find a new home for the band, first and foremost.
To shop for a new label, wouldn't the label already have known that Kittie's established?
Yeah, definitely, but, find the right deal, the deal that's appropriate for us and, that's going to benefit us and find the right place for the band. Because, all labels are different and everybody has different priorities and different, ideas of how the band should be marketed and, different aspects like that. So, it's just a case of making different labels aware that we're free agents now, which we haven't really made a big announcement about. We're trying to be fairly low-key about it. And then choosing the appropriate place to release a new CD on.
So how's your Canadian support? I've read that you don't believe too much in the Canadian support, like for Kittie, like you don't play too many shows in that, Canada.
Well, honestly, fans are fans everywhere, and I know we have a great fan base all around Canada, especially the East Coast. I definitely want to go out there, because I know that, not a lot of good bands come out that way, and I think it's important. But in terms of, like, the industry, that's sort of a different story. And, you can only play, so far as there's demand for the band. And, while the fans would definitely show up to the show, and I'm sure that there'd be a lot of people come to the show, it's a case of, promoters not thinking that the band is worth anything.
Right.
And this is what we run into in Canada a lot. So it's just an unfortunate, thing about the industry that, just because, we haven't done a lot of shows in Canada doesn't mean that we're not a viable band. And hopefully, we're going to aim to change that because I know we have great fans, and it's not that we don't appreciate them because, we know that we have great fans everywhere that we go. It's just a case of, getting people to understand what we're doing and take a chance and put on a show or a few or a tour because they definitely will not be disappointed. We went over to Europe for the first time in 6 years this past October and November, and we played amazing shows all over Europe, everywhere from Russia to the UK, and tons of people came out, and a lot of people were surprised. So, we like to keep people guessing.
I've been playing you guys since 1999. You guys sent me the Spit EP sampler or something like that, and this would have been right before your big break, with the gold record in 2000. And
Yep.
I sense a lot of originality in you girls back then.
Well, thank you.
Would like to see you play again Ozfest and all that greatness.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's, the way that all that stuff works is like, it's like if you have a good label and they're paying for you to get on it, that's how bands do it, It's a sad, the industry that a lot of it is money driven, and that's, right now at our current, in our current position, we don't have the money to go and pay to be on big tours like that and stuff. So, that's where a good label comes in. So hopefully that will happen very soon.
And that's what's sad about the audience. They don't really necessarily know about this stuff, business.
Oh, yeah, they just think, this band, they must be really, really good. They're getting a lot of tours and that sort of thing. And, you know, a lot of really, really good bands, you know, do get that, but there's also a lot of help from the label. And, you know, unfortunately, money runs everything. And, you know, if you don't have, you know, the machine behind you, a lot of bands just kind of disappear. It is really tough, so.
The big documentary you were in, A Headbanger's Journey. What did you think of that when you appeared on that movie?
Well, I mean, obviously, I think it was a great documentary. It was a huge honor and that sort of thing. I just wish that he would have included a bit more of what we actually had to say about, you know, being, you know, women in metal and our particular views, being Canadian and being so young and that sort of thing. I mean, they only really just included something that didn't really make us sound all that intelligent and that sort of thing. And I mean, we sat down for over an hour with the guy and talked at length about a lot of different topics and a lot of our experiences. And, you know, he wanted us to be included because we have, you know, a certain perspective that he wanted to get some insight on. And it's just kind of unfortunate that they didn't really include a lot of the, you know, pertinent and intelligent things that we were talking about over that, you know, course of that hour and a half that we talked to him. But, I mean, it was a great documentary anyways. I think, you know, everything that guy has done has been really, really cool. I've seen Global Metal as well, and that was really neat as well. And, you know, really cool.
Yeah, it's very good that the people are starting to do metal documentaries. When you picked out the song, or whoever in the group picked out "Run Like Hell" as a cover, whose idea was that to take this Pink Floyd song and make it a single?
Originally, we were supposed to include that our version of that song on a tribute album. Back in like '99 or 2000, it was a Pink Floyd tribute album, and apparently there's a lot of other bands that were you know, supposed to be doing, you know, Pink Floyd songs. It's like, you know, like the metal's tribute to whatever band, you know, they always have those kind of CDs or whatever. And we were supposed to do a song, so that unfortunately didn't end up getting released. And so we had this extra song in our repertoire, and by the time the second album rolled around, we thought, you know, why not include it, because it was something that, you know, we had toyed with now and again. I mean, I don't think it was you know, it wouldn't have been a good idea to include it on the first album.
No.
Just because, you know, we wanted to launch ourselves as, you know, a band that, you know, wrote all of our own songs and, you know, didn't just get famous of a cover or whatever. But by the second album, we figured it was okay to do that.
Let's go to the beginning of Kittie, playing with Slipknot or touring with Slipknot.
Yeah.
How did you get that spot?
Well, actually, originally our very first tour was about half a year before that with a band called Skin Lab. So that was like our first foray into real touring. But our first big tour was with Slipknot, and honestly, we just got offered it. You know, there was, you know, record label, you know, money involved in pulling strings and all that stuff, but, you know, we were offered it because at the time our CD was doing really, really well, and, you know, I guess we were hot commodity in a rising band, so they thought that it would be a good idea to have us on their tour. And we were the first band on, and we got about, I don't know, like 20 or 25 minutes, and it was a real interesting experience, that's for sure. You know, we were traveling in a motorhome, so that was pretty cool, you know, for us. You know, we graduated from the van from the last tour, and the motorhome thing was pretty cool. So it was a lot of fun and a great learning experience.
So Morgan, how's your main influences on guitar?
My main influences on guitar. Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, in terms of like riffs and stuff like that and playing, you know, I listen to a lot of different stuff, you know. I listen to a lot of like older Metallica. I like a lot of Pantera. You know, stuff like, you know, I've been listening to like The Haunted or like Carcass and stuff like that. But you know, for me, I'm a rhythm guitar player. You know, I leave a lot of the you know, tech talk and you know, all that stuff to Tara, our lead guitar player. You know, she's definitely, you know, comes from a different school of appreciation when it comes to guitar and stuff like that. And you know, she loves all the blues and the jazz greats and all that stuff. And I don't know, for me, you know, I'm all about crafting the song and that sort of thing. And And so, I mean, I listen to a lot of different stuff, but, you know, I'm pretty basic when it comes to that stuff.
Going to your vocals, when did you discover that you had that super vocal sound for Kittie in the future?
Well, I don't know, it was kind of like when we first started, for the longest time we were just writing songs and there really wasn't any vocals to them, and I guess it was kind of like, well, who wants to be the singer? Oh, well, not me. And I was like, okay, well, I'll give it a shot, and I figured that I could do it because, you know, for me it's more about not necessarily, you know, having an ability to scream, but, you know, having the emotions behind it that can power it. And at that time, you know, I was a teenager, and I was angry and pissed off, and I thought, hey, I can do this, and I definitely could. I mean, it's taken me a long time to get really good at it and not injure myself and find an appropriate method for myself. But, I mean, so far so good. Screaming is the easiest part of my job, honestly.
Yeah, and you're taking care of your voice. It's not straining too hard.
Yeah, I try not to you know, overexert myself. But honestly, whatever I'm doing, you know, the technique that I'm doing is working out really, really well for me. Because, you know, I can scream until my brains pop out and still, you know, sing and carry a tune, you know, at the drop of a hat in a song, and talk my ass off after a show as well. So, you know, I don't really like warm up or anything. I just try to, you know, stay away from too much booze because it dries your throat out when you're on tour, and, you know, all the fun stuff. So,
yeah,
gotta be a good girl on tour.
Yeah, no bad stuff for Morgan Lander.
Yes, well, you know, I can drink and have fun sometimes, but, you know, it's important, you know. I have to be able to do my job.
Yes, you're a professional, and you have to keep it professional.
Well, I try.
And one last question. Your video, Charlotte, which I think is great, how long did it take you to coordinate all those girls in there?
Well, thankfully, when you're doing a video, you have, you know, a director and all those people, and they get all that stuff together. We actually got to meet some of the girls, but our shots and our things that we were involved in were separate, and they were shot separately, and it was shot on a completely different day.
Oh.
So it was just a one-day shoot for us. We did all the live stuff and out in the field there, and then we went into a studio for some of the inside shots. And lucky for us, we didn't have to coordinate any of them, which was really nice. But, you know, I guess, you know, leave the directing work to the professionals. You know, we're just in a band. We don't know that stuff. But the end result was obviously really, really amazing because the video is definitely a standout and really, really cool.
Well, I wish you and Kittie the best of luck in the future. And it's been going on
thank you so much.
Quite almost past 10 years now, and
yeah,
still
well,
going
I mean,
on
we've
strong.
been a band since 1996, so I'm getting old.
Yeah, we're all getting old, but
yes.
But it's going great, I'm sure. And I remember seeing you in Metal Edge magazines. You had posters and all that stuff, and let's wait for that day to come again.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, I think you know, it's not really, you know, a question of, you know, if, it's just when for us. You know,
That's
we're definitely, you know, a totally different band now, than we were when we were just kids, and, you know, we definitely are better at what we do, and definitely take it a lot more seriously, and are a lot more professional when it comes to that sort of thing. So we just have to find the right label, and we've been talking to a lot of different people. It's just a case of doing what's right for us, and making sure that they're on board to, you know, do all the good stuff.
Right. Whenever you come back to the East Coast, or if ever, I shall go and see you guys play, and it should be good.
Excellent. Well, I look forward to that.
All right. Well, you have a good one, and say hi to the girls, and, well, we'll be playing your music at Good Time at Oldies for a very long time.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I appreciate it, and hopefully we'll get to rock out together soon. Perfect. Thank you so much.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.